Charles Michael Polanik was born in Pasco, in Washington, the 21 February 1962. Polanik grew up living in a mobile home in Burbank, but as his parents divorced, he had to move, together with his three siblings, to the cattle ranch of the maternal grandparents. He graduated at the University of Oregon School of Journalism, and then he moved to Portland, where he wrote for a local daily newspaper, and then he started working as mechanic. Polanik quit his job as journalist in 1988, and he started performing as volunteer in a homeless shelter and volunteered at a hospice, providing transportation for terminally ill people and bringing them to support group meetings. The experiences he made in these years of his life will be crucial for his novels. He became member of the Cacophony Society, a randomly gathered network of free spirits that will inspire the Project Mayhem in novel Fight Club. Polanik began writing fiction in his mid-30s. When he attempted to publish his novel Invisible Monsters, the publisher rejected it for being too disturbing, and this led him to work on his most famous novel, Fight Club. The main character is an anonymous narrator who works as specialist for an anonymous car company. He begins to suffer from insomnia, and when he seeks treatment, the doctor advises him to visit a support group for testicular cancer victims to see what real suffering looks like. The narrator finds out that sharing problems in the support groups alleviates insomnia and gives him temporary relief until he meets Marla Singer, a woman who visits the support groups to alleviate her own pain, just like him. As soon as the protagonist understands he is a faker, insomnia comes back until he meets on a nude beach Tyler Durden, a soap producer. After an explosion destroys the narrator's apartment, he asks to stay at Tyler's house. The narrator and Tyler establish a fight club, a secret group of fighters whose first rule is based on secrecy. Tyler will soon have the complete control of the Fight Club. The Fight Club becomes more and more popular, and this will lead to the establishment of more fight clubs and of the Project Mayhem, an organization that aims to bring down modern civilization through terrorist acts. As soon as one of the members of the Project Mayhem dies during a mission, the narrator tries to shut down the organization. During his many trips around the world aimed to shut down the project, the narrator will be called Tyler, and he finds out that he himself is Tyler Durden. They are two different personalities sharing the same body. The tragic epilogue of the story sees the conflict between the two personalities. In the end, the narrator put a gun in his mouth and shot himself in order to kill Tyler. The last chapter ends with the death of Tyler and the narrator talking to God in paradise. I think that David Fincher's adaptation follows the same plot as the book, and its notoriety is also due to the cast, composed by Edward Norton, Brad Pitt, and Helena Bonham Carter. Despite the great job that Fincher made, a scrupulous reader could notice some differences between the book and its adaptation, starting from the beginning of the movie. In the movie, the narrator finds himself sitting next to a fashionable man on an airplane. Polanik's meeting between Tyler and the narrator could not be more different. The two meet on a nude beach. Another difference that can be found in the Italian version of the book is the name of the narrator. In the movie, he is called Jack, while in the Italian version, he is called Tizio. The third little difference is that in the book, the fat used by Tyler to produce his bar of soap is taken by the liposuction of the mother of Marla, while in the movie it is stolen in a clinic. Then, the movie keeps following the same plot as the book, until we meet the space monkeys in the mischief committee of the Project Mayhem. Project Mayhem, called in the Italian version of the book Chaos Project. Those were just few details that did not affect the success of the book. The greatest difference is, with no doubt, the ending. In Fincher's ending, the narrator put a gun in his mouth and kills Tyler. Then, hand in hand with Marla Singer, they look at the collapse of the skyscrapers, with Where Is My Mind of Pixies as background music. In the book, the narrator kills Tyler in the same way, but killing Tyler means kill himself too. There is no time for a romantic scene in Polenik's version. There is no explosion because of a bomb malfunction because Tyler mixed paraffin into explosives. Sometime later, he wakes up, believing he is in heaven, and imagines an argument with God over human nature. The book ends with the narrators being approached by employees who reveal themselves to be project members. They tell him their plans still continue and that they are expecting Tyler to come back on Earth. Few persons really understand the great message behind Polenik's work. Fight Club highlights the emptiness of the society after the Second World War, the sufferings of the weaker social classes, and the failure of the American dream. The hard work that sets you free and equal rights are a utopia even in the American dream. In Fight Club, the man is pampered, looking for an illusory perfection. IKEA catalogs, muscular bodies, almost sculpted, fast cars. They represent the American dream that society wants to sell and what we are told to believe about. Fight Club have been inspiring the lives of many youngsters for 20 years. Many people consider Polenik's work as a novel dealing with the desire of modern men to be masculine, the imposition of new fake ideals based not on real values but on consumerism. The dissatisfaction for the social status, the pointless role of men in history, and the huge gap between expectation and reality. Those are the factors that lead men to the Fight Club. Yet Fight Club is not a mere analysis of the male gender. It is a novel that deals with something that we all need, human relationship. Despite the triangle of the support and the anarchic groups, the dream of the characters concerns the human relationship and the pursuit of the sense of belonging. The many acts of courage and the control of pain are the basis of the Fight Club, which is built on the fact that many weak men are aware that for the very first time they have the control of something. They were numb because of the vacuity of their lives, and now they are part of something beautiful. In the Fight Club, men do not hate each other. There is nothing personal during the fight, and men fight against the others because of everything that doesn't work in our society. Probably there's nothing more personal than fight for all the injustice of the world. The scapegoat of the act of violence is at the same time the one who punches because he can unload his buried desires, and the one who is punched because he can feel right on his skin the social violence. Another element that should be analyzed is that Tyler Durden, playing at the UBMensch, built an organization that recreated the slave model he wanted to overturn, and the rush of violence his organization produces remain under no control. Violence that will lead to the death of Bob. It is an underneath plot, quite difficult to perceive, but it definitely is the basis of the novel. Fight Club has a timeless plot, which is why this book is so popular nowadays. David Fincher will no doubt improve the work of Polenik, but the notoriety of Fight Club would probably be the same without Fincher, and many people seem to forget it. The notoriety of Fight Club is such for his existential despair, its desire for love, the mass consumerism. They are all issues that today are more relevant than ever, especially at this time of economic crisis and social instability.